My name is Zati binti Izamin. My matric number is 189786.
My name is Yazi Shakira binti Hasanuddin. My matric number is 189877.
My name is Nur Fatina Raja binti Kisnan. My matric number is 189508.
Hi, my name is Zulhide. My matric number is 189755.
Hi, my name is Shazul Ashri bin Sulaiman. My matric number is 189940.
Hello, my name is Li Jiahui. Matrix number is 188707.
Hi, my name is Aisha Nabakis binti Ramli. My matrix number is 189935.
Hello, my name is Atika binti Zuisha. My matric number is 190224.
Hi, my name is Nur Amira Hani binti Faiz Rafidi and my matrix number is 189668.
So, today, we will discuss about our current level of understanding of biochemistry or animal science and plenty of common sense. And also, we will discuss about a condition given, which is what will happen if a cow with 400 kg ate sawdust ad libitum. So, Izati, could you please explain about the objective of our discussion and give some brief introduction to us?
Okay. The objective of today's discussion is to find out more about metabolism, the types of different digestive systems, and to look into detail the biochemical process that happens in the cattle after it digests the sawdust. That's all, the objective. Oh, I see. True. Sorry. Okay. Since the question is what would happen to a 400 kilogram cow if it were to eat sawdust ad libitum or at its own pleasure. Since we're talking about eating, it will be about digesting. So digestion is the process of breaking down food by mechanical and enzymatic action in the alimentary canal into substances that can be used in the body. And what follows digestion is metabolism. So metabolism is the chemical processes that occur within a living organism in order to maintain life. That's all for me. That's all the intro.
Thank you, Zati. So next, Yazi, could you please explain about the catabolism of cow?
The catabolism of cow, it happens in the rumen when it happens in the rumen. So the first part is the volatile fatty acid production. So it happens during the ruminal fermentation. How does this happen? When the sawdust actually is carbohydrate, so it contains cellulose. So the carbohydrate undergoes fermentation with the help of bacteria in the rumen to produce energy gas, which is carbon dioxide and methane gas. And the third one is heat. So the heat is dissipated unless needed to regulate the body temperature of the cow. And the last is acids, which are three acids: acetic acid, propionic acid, and the third is butyric acid. So, back to the gases, the CO2 is eliminated, and then there are loss of energy. So, for the acetic acid metabolism, it is utilized for energy and fatty acid, but it was never converted into glucose. It produces 10 ATP per mole of acetic acid. The second acid is propionic acid. So it is changed into glucose in the liver. It then produces 17 ATP per mole. Then the last acid is the butyric acid. It is converted to ketone body, which is called beta hydroxybutyrate. It is an important source of energy. Why? Because it produces 25 ATP per mole. That's all.
Okay. Thank you, Yazi. So next, Naja, can you please tell
First and foremost, I would like to give a brief introduction about the anabolism and the cellulose itself. Okay, anabolism is a metabolic process that builds molecule that the body needs. It requires energy for completion, and it creates more complex and specialized compound from monomer to polymer. For example, in this case, is from glucose to cellulose. Okay, next is what is cellulose? Cellulose is the most abundant cell wall and structural polysaccharide in the plants, and also found in some lower invertebrates, and it is the major component of wood, and for this case it is the major component of the sawdust. It is synthesized by terminal complex or rosettes consisting of cellulose synthase and associated enzyme. Okay, next we move on to the cellulose anabolism. This is the plant cell. So first is this is cellobios and this is laminoribios. The B beta 1,4 linkage, glycosidic linkage, creates a linear extended glucan chain in which every other glucose residue is rotated 180 degree with respect to its neighbor. So this means that the cellobios, the beta 1,4 glycosidic linkage is repeating itself, and it contrasts with another molecule which is the laminoribios, as the laminoribios is linked by beta 1,3 glycosidic linkage, and it is not repeating unit as compared to the cellobios, and the chain are not perfectly extended, but it is assumed as less ordered. So the extended nature of the glucan chain creates a situation in which it can interact with each other in a very precise manner to form a rigid structure, which called microfibril. Next is the glucose residue are polymerized into individual chain. Yeah, as I said, it forms into the microfibril after the process from glucan chain, and the next process, which is in the secondary wall, it synthesizes to form a bundles of microfibrils, and thus the cellulose is actually not occur as a single chain. It's not occur in a single chain, but it exists as a composite of many chains, which is okay. That's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you, Naja. Okay, since our discussion is about what will happen if a cow eat a sawdust, so Zul, can you tell us about the chemical composition of sawdust?
Okay, thank you, Gigi. So for my part, I will explain about the composition of sawdust. But before that, do you guys know what is sawdust?
Yes.
What does sawdust came from? Okay, so sawdust is actually the byproduct of any wood-related activities such as cutting, grinding, drilling, and sanding. So, cow normally eat grass. Grass and wood actually have the same composition of chemical, which is the cellulose, hemicellulose, and lignin. But what differs both of them is wood have more lignin compared to grass. Okay, so the problem with lignin is not digestible by the bacteria in the cattle. So it is obviously not good to have more lignin for cattle for consumption. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thanks, Zul. So, Shazam, can you please tell us the type of digestive system of the cow?
Alright, so I'll be talking about the type of digestive system. So first of all, all, digestive system is the part of body that involved in chewing and digesting food. It will move the food throughout the body and absorb the nutrients. So the digestive system is consists of two parts, monogastric and polygastric, which is ruminant. Monogastric has a simple single chambered stomach. It such as omnivores is cat, pigs and dogs. For the carnivores is cats, and for the herbivores is horses and rabbit. But I'll be explaining about the ruminants, which is cattle. So ruminants are those animals that contain the multi-chambered stomach, and it consists of 4 chambers: rumen, reticulum, omasum and abomasum. So the first compartment of the stomach is the rumen. It's in fact the largest compartment of the stomach and can hold up to 50 gallons of food. And it is where the fermentation occurs, and it allows the digestion of the fiber and the cellulose. So the second compartment of the stomach is reticulum. Is where it traps the large particle of the food, and it is attached to the rumen, and it has the honeycomb shape. There's two functions of reticulum. The first is to trap the large particle and not allow it to pass to the next compartment without being digested, and the second is to absorb the additional nutrition of the feed. And the third compartment of the stomach is the omasum. The main function of the omasum is filtration. The manifolds in the omasum compartment is to squeeze out all the liquid form in the food. And then the last compartment, the final compartment, is the abomasum. Its characteristic of the abomasum is quite similar to our stomach. It has a low acidic, it has low pH value, it's very acidic, and lots of digestive enzyme to break down all the types of particles in food to digest. And then all this digested feed will pass through the small intestine, large intestine, the cecum, and will finally pass to the anus in the form of feces. So that's all from me.
Okay, thanks, Shazam. So, Jiahui, can you please tell us what will happen in the rumen after the cow at the sawdust?
Okay, so from what Zul mentioned earlier, let's look back about the component of sawdust. Sawdust contains 50 to 60% of cellulose and about 30% of lignin. Cellulose is an important component in animal feed as a source of energy for animal, while lignin acts as a barrier to the digestibility of cellulose. So lignin is actually quite harmful to the cow. Thus, the animals can hardly digest the sawdust. The lignin can be removed or reduced by first treating the sawdust. As we all know, rumen is an important compartment in the digestive system in cow. So rumen is responsible for the digestion of 60 to 90% of the cellulose and hemicellulose in the gastrointestinal tract. Depending on the lignification of the forage, this process occurs because the presence of lignin provokes an interaction with the carbohydrate fractions to form a type of supramolecular net that precludes the disruption of chemical bonds by the enzymatic complexes produced by ruminant microorganisms. So during the lag phase in cellulose digestion, most of the urea will have disappeared from the rumen. Urea is rapidly hydrolyzed to ammonia, which in turn is removed quite rapidly from the rumen, leaving the cellulosic microorganism different in nitrogen. That's all from me.
Okay, thanks, Jiahui. So next, Aisha, can you please tell us about the biochemical process after the sawdust is in the rumen?
Okay, so before we go any further into the biochemical process, let's recap what Zul and Jawi had said. The component in the sawdust. So sawdust contain carbohydrate, but in the form of cellulose. But and as they already said, cattle's cow can digest cellulose because of the bacteria and enzyme in their stomach. But the cellulose in the sawdust is bound by lignin, and as Zul had said, the cows, they can't digest lignin. So what is lignin? Lignin is what makes the plant firm and give fiber in the food. And it is found in vascular plant, mostly between the cells, within the cells, and in the cell wall. So the sodas are mostly from old and matured plant, matured wood. So that's why there are plenty of lignin, because as the plant gets older, the amount of lignin increase in cell walls. So this lignin will render the cows from digesting the cellulose because the bacteria can't get through, can't access to the cellulose. So what needs to be done by the farmer is they need to treat the sawdust with nitric acid, soak the sawdust in nitric acid to break down the bond between lignin and cellulose. So then the cows will be able to digest the cellulose. Okay, I think that's all from me.
Okay. Thanks, Aisha. So, Atika, can you please further explain more about the biochemical process of the sawdust?
Okay. As we all know, that cow is actually a ruminant, which is polygastric, and a polygastric means that a cow has more than one chamber of stomach. So if we see in this diagram or figure that the digestive tract of the ruminant starts at the mouth, which the cow will eat the sawdust, and then it will um, swallow the sawdust, and then it will move to the esophagus, and then enter the rumen, which is known as pouch, and then continue on in the reticulum, which is the honeycomb, and next to the omasum, which is the maniplies, and then go straight to the abomasum, which is the true stomach, where the real digestion happens. The real digestions of protein, vitamin, simple carbs, and also fat amino acid happens. So and then it will further straight to the small intestine and go straight to the large intestine, and then will form a fecal matter. And then I will actually specifically explain about the digestion happens in rumen, which there is a microbial population in the rumen which digests and ferment the feed that eaten by the cattle or the cow. So the rumen condition is favor the growth of the microbes. As we all know that the sawdust is consists of cellulose and lignin and hemicellulose. So when the cow eat the sawdust at libitum, it's actually will be digested. The cellulose, approximately 30% to 50% of cellulose and hemicellulose will be digested or fermented by the microbes. And then the cellulose will be converted into the volatile fatty acid, which will be absorbed into the bloodstream. And volatile fatty acid has three types, which is acetic acid, propanoic acid, and butyric acid, and it provides 70% of energy requirement for the cow. Okay, that's all for me.
Okay, thank you, Atika. So, Amira, could you please share to us about the bad effects after the cow eat the sawdust, and how can we prevent the cow from eating the sawdust?
Okay, sawdust may be not the first choice for the farmers to feed their cattle, but the cattle they like it because most farmers think it's economical, it's green. But sawdust, as you all have said before, it consists of 50% cellulose, 30% lignin, which traps itself around cellulose and makes it hard for the cattle to digest in their stomach. Sawdust may have a very low feed value or none at all. But it was consumed excessively, it can cause certain bad effects. The major one is the indigestion, which we can see through their behavior, kicking at the belly, grunting and groaning. And second of all is their lack of normal rumen sound. The normal rumen sound is like a washing machine, the sound of washing machine spinning. The normal contractions should occur every 90 seconds to 3 minutes. But if more than that, known as hypomotile. If less, it's known as hypomotile. It indicates the increase of activity of ruminant acidity and or alkalinity in their rumen digestion. Other than that is staggering. Staggering is because of low absorption efficiency. It causes cattle to develop unstable movement, nervousness, restlessness, and last but not least is ill thrift. Ill thrift is the failure of the cattle to gain weight, although they consume proper adequate amount of feed by the farmers. So the sawdust can be consumed by the cattle as long as it is treated, and must have the law of the treating the cat law of food intake of the sawdust. So do not use more than 50% of weight of any diet. For example, 6 kilogram of grain must be mixed with no more than 1 kilogram of sawdust. And the most important thing is we can feed the cattle, we can feed sawdust to the cattle, but do not use the treated, do not use the untreated one because they could contain copper, cadmium, or arsenic. This is heavy metal, and when this heavy metal is metabolized in the soft tissue, it can accumulate and cause the disrupt of normal function in the brain, in the kidney, the major function in the system of the cattle. So we can treat the sawdust to remove the lignin. First of all, step the sawdust in 5% nitric acid solution at the ratio of 1 part of sawdust to 10 part of nitric acid, and wash the, after that. After 1 hour of steeping the sawdust with nitric acid solution, wash the nitrated sawdust with water. Next step is soak the sawdust in 5% sodium hydroxide solution, and then thoroughly wash the sawdust, keep it dry, and then can be consumed by the cattle as long as we keep the 15% by weight rule when using the sawdust as feed to the cattle. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you, Amira. So I will explain some secret words that we have learned from biochemistry. So the first one is ad libitum. Ad libitum is used in psychological and biology to refer to the free feeding weight of animal. So for example, the rat's ad libitum weight was about 320 grams. So in free access to feed or water, then in nutritional study, this phase denotes providing an animal free access to feed or water, thereby allowing the animal to self-regulate itself according to its biological needs. And it can also mean that information or data were obtained spontaneously without specific methods. And the second word is regurgitate. Regurgitate means that is to bring back food that has been swallowed back through and out of the mouth. So after the food has passed through the rumen and the reticulum, the food is regularly regurgitated back into the cow mouth in the form of a cut for her to chew on again and again. And the third word is mastication. Mastication has the same meaning as chewing, which is a process by which food is crushed and ground by the teeth, which is the first step of the digestion. And mastication increases the surface area of food to allow more efficient breakdown of the enzyme. And last is bloating. Bloating is an abnormal general swelling or increase in the diameter of the abdominal area. It is resulting from high grade or low refrigeration. So it is a disease of livestock which caused by the accumulation of gas in the stomach. So, Izati, could you please give us a simple conclusion for our discussion today?
Okay. To conclude today's discussion, so the answer to the question was what happened to a 400 kilogram cow who were to eat sawdust ad libitum, right? So the answer to that is that what would happen is that it be unable to digest it because of the presence of lignin. So the effects due to the lignin would be, as Mira had said, indigestion. So there would also be ulcers or irritation in the stomach of the cows. So cows shouldn't eat too much sawdust unless it's treated. That's all. Guess that's a wrap.